Hi, my name is Brian Dahl, and today I'm going to show you how to build a disc golf basket. I'm going to show you some of the materials that I used, and that you might not have exactly the same stuff laying around, but you can probably find stuff that'll work for you. This basket, I wanted to do it real cheap, and I wanted to do it without doing any welding, so that people that don't know how to weld or don't have access to welding equipment can get some ideas for building their own basket. What I did is I used a 55-gallon drum, a plastic one, and just cut the top off at 9 inches. That's going to be the basket. This base is going to be perfect. It's really lightweight. I found it at the junkyard, and it is the base for a patio chair, and that's going to work out really well, and it's going to be stable. For the chain hanger, I'm using a bicycle wheel and tire, and this is a 24-inch bike tire end wheel, and I think that'll work out good. The pipe I'm going to use is a 1-inch pipe, and it's 48 inches long, threaded on both ends. This is black gas pipe for gas lines, and it's nice and heavy. And then also a small piece of 1 1/4-inch PVC, which I'll explain what that's for later on. Various washers and lock washers, and then bolts. I'm using 1/4-inch by 1-inch long bolts. That worked out for my stuff. These right here are called floor flanges, and you'll need a couple of those to match your pipe, whatever pipe you use, and we'll get to that later too. Some wrenches, channel locks, wire cutters, stuff like that, pliers, a drill, some drill bits, hole cutter, jigsaw. This right here is steel wire with plastic coating. It was like $5 for this roll, and you can use this for lots of the stuff we're going to be doing on the basket. And bolt biters to cut your chain. And if you don't have bolt biters, or you can't find any, you can use a circular saw or a miter saw with an abrasive blade like this to cut your chains if you have to, but bolt biters is definitely the easiest way. The most expensive thing was the chain, and I bought about 60 feet of it to do all of my chains, and I'm doing 24 chains, and I'm going to do 12 inner and 12 outer, like most of the baskets I've looked at the course. That's about it. That's pretty much everything that we're going to be using, and I'll get started on it, and then I'll check back in. Alright, so now we've got the floor flange bolted down to this base, and what I did is I drilled 4 holes in the base, and it's made of steel. Anytime you drill into steel or aluminum, you'll want to lubricate the drill bit tip as you go. I just used WD-40, and it worked pretty good. It keeps your bit sharper and drills a lot faster. So next, what we're going to do is take the pipe and go ahead and thread it on into that floor flange, and we'll get it in there nice and tight, like so. And then I drilled an 1 1/4 or 1 1/2 hole in the bottom of my barrel. I forgot to show you this. That's what this PVC is for, 1 1/4, and it slides right over that. And then I have this little thing, I don't know what it is, but I found it at the junkyard, and it works perfectly for this, and that's just going to be where the basket sits. If you don't have something like this, you could use a piece of plywood, just cut a little round piece of plywood or a square and drill a hole in it, just to give the bottom of the barrel a little bit of support. And also, if you don't have a 55-gallon drum, you could use a plastic trash can, one of the big plastic trash cans. That would work good for this also. Alright, so there's the basket and the base. Next step, we're going to start working on the chain hanger. The most important thing with this is I couldn't figure out how to attach my floor flange to it, because we're going to be screwing this on there, and I wanted it to be real stable. So I took a piece of aluminum strap that I had. I think it's 3/16 of an inch thick, I think. But anyway, I took a small piece of that, cut it with a jigsaw, and then deburred it with a Dremel, and drilled 4 matching holes in that, and and then one bigger hole in the middle. And I'm using a carriage bolt here. You could also use the axle from the bike tire itself if you had to. But anyway, this carriage bolt just happens to fit perfectly in there. And then I put my piece of aluminum on there, and use a washer and lock washer, and tighten that up. And then after we're done doing that, we're going to bolt this other floor flange onto that piece of aluminum. That makes it real stable and sturdy. Okay, so now we've went ahead and bolted the carriage bolt through, and that's holding the aluminum plate on. I forgot to mention, if you don't have aluminum and you don't have a piece of metal that'll work for that, you could use a piece of plywood. I would use at least a 1/2 inch thick piece of plywood as your spacer there, and bolt it on with a carriage bolt or the axle from your bike wheel. Anyway, I've got that bolted on, so it's ready to go, and we're just going to thread this onto the pipe, and you can tighten it up. We're not going to tighten it up super tight yet, but anyway, there's the basic basket. Now all we have to do is put the chains on. Alright, next step, I'm going to take this wire, show you what I'm using it for, and I'm going to cut about 12 pieces of it, 5 or 6 inches long, and then just going to bend them in half, make like a loop, like so, okay? And what I'm going to use these for, on my outer chains, I drilled a bunch of holes, 12 of them actually, in the wheel itself, in the aluminum. They're about the same size as the valve stem hole. I just went off of that and drilled them that big. Anyways, I take my piece of wire and go ahead and stick your chain on there, and then feed it from the inside here through there. Get it in there like so, and bend it down. That's going to be how I hang the chains on for the outer chains, okay? And so you'll want to do 12 of those wire things to hang the outer chains, okay? Okay, so I showed you how we're going to attach the outer chains. On the inner chains, what I did is I took another piece of that wire with the plastic coating, and I just kind of weaved it through the spokes of the wheel on the bottom side, and then I'm going to use S-hooks and just hook them on, and then crimp that with pliers, and that's how I'm going to hang the inner chains, so that I can put them exactly where I want them. Okay, now I'm going to have my helpers, Joseph and Matthew. They're going to go ahead and hang the outer chains for me. Go ahead, boys.
Heavy. This is heavy. Where are the things?
Right on the floor.
I don't want to put them on. Like this. How did you get it on?
Just slide it on there, Matt.
Like this?
Yeah, just push them through. Don't bend them. I'll do that.
I can't.
You can't reach it, Matt?
No.
Okay.
Oh, I see a hole. I meant like I couldn't.
They're kind of hard to get in there.
I just can't. Can I hold the camera?
No, I'm not sure about it. Alright, now we've got all the outer chains on, and what we're going to use for our ring at the bottom to hold the chains at the bottom is I'm going to use a piece of cable, steel cable, and just a crimp on, I don't know what you call it, they crimp on, but anyway, that's going to make our ring. So all we have to do is thread this through all the chains on the bottom, okay? And then after we get them all in there, we'll crimp it to hold it tight. Okay, Joe?
The empty ones?
Okay, Matthew's helping me hook the S-hooks on the inner chains. up here. Get a good angle here. Good job, Matt. And see the ring down at the bottom. That's the outer chain ring. Alright, we'll get the rest of these up here and then we'll check back. Okay, we've got another piece of cable. This one's a lot longer than the first one, and this is going to go to our inner chains here. So they're actually going to be farther out than our outer chains down here at the bottom because the piece of cable is bigger. If you don't have cable, you could use wire like that blue plastic coated wire, or you could even use clothes hanger if you really had to. And you know, you could use clothes hanger for as your wire if you don't have wire, or if you don't want to buy any. So anyways, so there's that, and I'll try to crimp this down, and then this is what it's gonna look like, finished product. So as you can see, the outer chains here go down to the inner ring in there, and the inner chains up here go down to the outer ring. So it kind of gives a crisscross pattern, and that tends to catch the discs really well. Alright, so we're almost done, and we'll be right back. Alright, here's the finished product. I went ahead and put the tire on to hide those wires, and also so that the disc doesn't get chunks taken out of it from the rim. So as you can see, they're attached on the inside, so there's no exposed sharp parts of wires poking out or anything. And then the inner ones are S-hooked, and you know, everything's attached to the two cables down at the bottom for the rings with a nice crisscross pattern or whatever. So it should catch some discs pretty good. There's a little video of the base. Here, Joe, hold this and record me doing this. Okay, now I want to show you how you can disassemble it, so you can take it with you if you want to take it somewhere, to the park or whatever. We're just going to unscrew this top flange. Until it's loose like this. Then you can keep it from falling off. Basket. Throw your chains in it. Joey. And you can slide your PVC off. And if you need to, you can even unscrew this pipe and have it totally disassembled so you can transport it easily. And of course, to put it back on, same exact thing.
Dad.
Oh, yeah, I forgot what you were saying. Can you stick it on there?
Oh, I wanted to. Down, 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 down on it.
And there you have it.
Looks weird.
Tighten that up. Alright, I guess the only thing left to do now is make sure this thing will catch a disc. Looks like it works pretty good. Thanks for watching, and I hope this helps you guys with your own baskets. If you have any comments for me, or tips, or better ideas, go ahead and leave comments on the video. Alright, have a good day.